Another GW exclusive is here.
Spiky Bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Baer from SpikyBits.com, and we've got the follow-up to the Catachan Colonel. This is Sergeant Ripper Jackson, another exclusive from Games Workshop. Now, it is labeled Store Anniversary Miniature, and what they just announced recently was that you will be able to get these at all stores for Warhammer very shortly, and they will also put this out for sale, I think on their website, but I'm not sure if independent stores can get it as well. So a little bit of an update there. We were actually able to get this through a member of the staff here who went to a store opening recently. So I think they were $35 at the time as far as that goes, but that's about all we know. So it isn't currently generally available, but it will be very shortly. More details on that, of course, to come from Games Workshop. So here you can see some of the different views of the scenery, the fauna, so to speak, of the harsh Catachan fauna, and then the front of the miniature herself. So let's get it open and take a look. On the inside is going to be that little black kind of plastic little tin that's got a 32mm base right there. So kind of, about the standard size that we were expecting there. The sprue itself, so it's only one sprue, and then the instruction manual, which we're definitely going to dive into here before we look at the sprue. So, how easy will this be to put together? Because it definitely looks like it's got a lot going on three-dimensionally with all this, terrain bits and different pieces of the scenic base. So first up, it looks like the back. Yes, I think that's the back. Yeah, that's the back of Ripper Jackson. You will attach the head to it. Okay, so that is the actual back, and then there's the little collar, and she's got her head there, and then you sandwich the front onto here. Why she's kind of twisted. It looks like she's twisted to the left. Okay, yep. So, and then we just looks like we're just gonna glue on this side leg that kind of goes up into here, and then there's a little bit of a cavity, I guess, for the arms. Yep. And then the left leg there. Oh, it's got a piece of the fauna on it. Okay, and then the bolter follows the sidearm, the chain sword, and you get over to here, and then you start putting the base together with the Tyranid organism head, and the little extra piece of the fauna is going to go on the right of it, and then it looks like the top of the man trap or person eater thing. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it doesn't look too complicated. Maybe the gaps and the things here, we just got to keep an eye on it, because that is a rather large gap going down, but I forget. Let's take a look at. That's going to be interesting, because that's a lot of elements. You got a shirt, you got a pants, and then you've got her midriff right there. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll see how this all lines up here in a second. I don't see any gotchas from this, but let's take a look at the sprue. So here's the sprue, and this base is pretty well detailed for sure. So I think her foot kind of goes into here on, that piece probably goes into there, and then that's one of these is part of the fauna. I can't tell exactly which one at this point. So there's her bolter. Let's take a look at that. So the bolter looks pretty well detailed. The chainsword is very ornate for sure. Let's take a look at her head. So there's her head. Definitely got a lot to say right there. And her bionic leg, it's pretty cool looking. It's got the little eagle on the front. Okay, and then here's the slice that I'm worried about. Wait, it goes like this. Okay, so here's the slice that I'm worried about. So the crotchal area, and then it goes up. It looks like it's part of the midriff. Yeah, part of the Baer midriff and part of her top too. That's interesting. I wonder how this is going to play out when we get it put together and figure out what kind of gaps we're looking at there. And there's the front and the back. So there's the front, which, it's got the strap, it's got our top, it's got our belt, got our midriff, and then we've got this jacket thing, this top that's going around it. So it looks like the jacket section. Okay, I get it. So the jacket section is actually kind of separate here from her t-shirt. So they're kind of making the sections all the same to kind of put the gaps for the sprue in there. Okay, I like that. That might actually play out pretty well. So let's get it built up and take a look at it right there, because I'm not really seeing anything super crazy here, and I'm definitely liking the detail of the base and all the little crazy fauna. This will be pretty fun to paint. Okay, so here she is, just like that. This was pretty easy assembly. It was I would definitely advise to dry fit everything, because every part has like this weird shape that goes into another shape, and like a weird nub at a weird angle. It's just standard stuff. Definitely dry fit it. Make sure you trimmed every bit of flash off that you could have. You can see right here, you're gonna need to definitely drill out her bolter as well. And not that big of a deal, to be quite honest. But everything needed just a good dry fit to make sure it was going in there. But nice good fits, and very snug. You can see the organism there, the little eater Venus flytrap thing, this crazy piece of fauna that I think was a GW rumor engine. But other than that, she looks pretty good. The gaps are in the arms, like I said, right around the vest, in the areas that would normally kind of have a little bit of depth to it. So if that was a great place for GW to put that gap. Now, size-wise, how does she compare? So we'll take a look at the Colonel here. So she is, you know, obviously a lady, so they're a little bit smaller statue-wise than dudes. Looks like he has actually carapace armor on too, so she isn't quite as armored as that. Now, she looks great next to this guy, but remember, these are all about the same scale as the Catachan Command Squad too, and I think the heavy weapon teams. But the original Catachan Squad from 1999, I believe, when it was sculpted, is a little bit out of proportion. Probably needs an update, and I'm sure when we do see that update, it'll be about to this scale, which kind of makes more sense, because I'm not a muscleologist, but I'm pretty sure that those sculpts have muscles that don't actually exist in human anatomy. Maybe they're semi-ab humans. Maybe they developed that from all those years on Catachan, but I don't know about that. We'll just put a big question mark on that and let GW figure that out. So other than that, I think she scaled pretty well. I think that, you know, the assembly was pretty easy. There she is next to a Primaris. Assembly pretty easy, you know, for, you know, a character miniature, which technically she's not a character because she's just a veteran. But you could kind of use her for whatever, I suppose, you know, as far as that goes, because she's got a really nice scenic base and everything like that. You can definitely have some fun with her. So a little bit different from the Catachan Colonel, where she does have the own dedicated scenic base, where he just has some scenic elements on there. But other than that, I think it's a pretty cool build, and definitely something if you play Guard and you play Catachan. I mean, you could technically use her as not Catachan, I suppose. I mean, there isn't anything on there that just screams Catachan, and maybe you could swap out the head, but remember the head is kind of clamshelled in between the two halves of the body there. So you'd want to be super careful with that, depending on how you want to convert it, and no additional bits in the kit here. So that is about all I can talk forever, but that's about all I have to say for now about this one. So look for this apparently at your local Games Workshop stores, and maybe your local retailer, as well as online as well, coming up in the near future. So, you know, check out spikybits.com for all the news, as in things, you know, breakdowns and our expert opinion on it as we get that. But for now, that is it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our new videos.